guys, Joe here from my second video, and as you can see by the title, it is all about running and how to be a runner, what it means to be a runner, and this is my third try doing this video because I keep talking too much about it. I could talk about running for an hour, but no one wants to see that, so I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet this time. These questions come from Rachel at 13 Miles to Fit, and I want to thank her for sending me some suggestions. And her first question is how to begin running when you can't run at all. And I have to say, step one is make sure that you enjoy running. You might not know it yet. It might require you to go out and just abandon all reason and go for a run. And if at the end of the day you're sore and tired and all of that, but you're glad that you went, then keep running. But if running becomes a chore for you and you are upset that you have to do it, then don't be a runner. Your mental health is more important than getting to call yourself a runner, and there are plenty of other ways to lead a fit, happy, and healthy lifestyle that don't include running. You could swim, lift, play team sports, or combine all of those, and you don't have to log 5 miles a day if you hate it. Please don't. But if you decide that you enjoy running and you want to be a runner, then step two is just to get out there. This seems like a daunting task for someone who has never run before. I realize that. But really try hard to ignore your watch and ignore how far or how short you are going. I promise you, all of the people that are passing you in cars that you think are laughing at you or watching you, they don't really focus on that when they're driving, and you just keep doing your own thing. You get out there and you listen to your body and you run as far or as short as you can, and then if you need to walk home, walk home. When you're done, stretch, ice if you need to, and rest, and take some time to assess how your run went. Were you impressed by how far you went? Did you want to improve it? And really think about whether or not you enjoyed that run. And if you decide that you did and you want to stick with it, what I've personally found every time I have to get back into running after taking a break is that it takes me 3 days to push through and rip off the band-aid and want to get training. The first day is hard because you have to get out there and do it, and that can be a scary thing to do. Second day is hard because you are going to be sore. You're using muscles you either have never used before or you haven't used in a long time, and your second day is going to be rough. There might be some hobbling involved and all of that, and it's going to be tough. And the third day is difficult because the second day is clear and present in your memory. And you remember how awful and embarrassing it was to be so out of shape or to be running so slow. But if you can still get out there on that third day and run anyway, then you can stick with it. And once you get past that third day, everything goes downhill from there. That's not to say you'll never have tough runs again, but it'll be a lot easier to reach that motivation if you do 1, 2, 3. Once you're done with that, there are many different theories and strategies about when to take rest days, and you need to take rest days. But I would recommend doing 3 days in a row to start. How to train for long distances is the next question, and I am a bit hesitant to answer this because I am not a trainer or a coach, and I don't know the personal situations and experience of everyone who is watching this video. So I'm going to leave finding your training schedule and deciding how many miles you're going to run and how long you need to train before running a race up to you and your personal research and your doctor, if that's something that you want to include in your fitness life. Um, but I do have two general pieces of advice for you. And the first one is to suck it up and buy a good pair of running shoes. If you want to spend your, running hobby just kind of jogging around your block, then you can probably get away with some cheap running shoes. But if you want to train for long distances and you want to race, you need to go to a store that specializes in running because the employees there know their shit. They are going to be able to tell you that whether you have a high or medium or low arch in your foot, whether you pronate or not, they can look at how your foot strikes the ground. You can tell them what distance of race you're training for, what your goal time is, how many days a week you're training, what terrain you are running on, and they will find the right shoe for you. And it's going to cost you probably about $100, give or take a little bit. And that's just something you have to do because running shoes and getting a good pair of running shoes for you makes a huge difference in your life. I can't give any advice on to what brand of running shoes. I personally love Brooks, and I absolutely hate Nike running shoes. This is not because Brooks are better than Nikes or that Nikes are bad. It's because for my feet and my body and my style of running, Nike doesn't make the right shoes for me. Go out there and they will let you try on the shoes in the store and run around and figure out what is the best shoe for you. And then you're going to have to replace it fairly often because if you're logging long miles, you need to replace your shoes so that you don't get injured. Which brings us to our second piece of advice. Do not push through an injury. Do not push through an injury. I am guilty of this. Because I get so worked up and I think my race is in 2 months, I can't take a week off. But in all reality, taking a week off might take a few seconds off of your final time, but pushing through an injury could jeopardize whether or not you're able to run in the race. And I think we all know what's more important, running 5 seconds slower in a marathon or not being able to run the marathon. So really, really listen to your body. Rest a lot. Ice. If you think your injury is serious enough to go see a doctor, then go see a doctor. And really take care of yourself. And then really quickly, before we do fun facts, I wanted to just talk about my favorite part of running. First of all, I love that running is so inclusive. I think it is one of the most beautiful sports. I love seeing all the stories about runners who help each other when they fall on the track. I have a personal experience where I was running a cross-country race and I took a wrong turn, and instead of letting me get lost so she could win, the girl behind me ran out of her way to stop me and let me go ahead of her again. And I just think that runners are incredible people. We all have this sort of, sense that we're a community because you have to be a little bit crazy to run long distances. And I think that community is a beautiful thing. And I also love running because I think it's great to learn what your body personally and also what the human body in general is capable of. You get to learn a lot about when you can push yourself through pain in your training and when you need to cut back. You become very in tune with your body. And you also get to learn that you can do things that you never thought you could do. And that is incredibly empowering and beautiful to see. And I feel like running gives me so much more confidence in my body. And in my life in general, I think I feel more confident when I'm training for a race or just running for fun. And then my last little tidbit is running is supposed to be a personal thing. So if you want to get into running and you are nervous about what other people are going to think or how you are going to compare to them, I want you to throw all of that out the window and forget it forever, because running should be for you, just like your own personal health and fitness should be for you. So really focus on that. And I hope these tips and advice were helpful for you. And now it is time for fun facts about running. More than half of the world's top 20 distance runners are from the same tribe in northwest Kenya. Athletes wearing red are more likely to win a race than athletes who are not. Star Trek cast members who are wearing red are more likely to die than members who are not. The 4-minute barrier in the mile was broken by Sir Roger Bannister. The oldest man to ever run a marathon was 100 years old at the time, and he did not become a runner until he was 89 years old. Nick Symmonds is an attractive human being. Even at a slow jog, you can burn about 10 calories a minute while running. Human beings are meant to run long distance. We are the best long distance runners in the entire animal kingdom. Most runners name bananas as the food that they absolutely cannot live without. Speed workouts are no fun. Human feet can produce a pint of sweat per day. Alright guys, that's it for fun facts. I hope you enjoyed the video. I am off to vacation in Pattaya for the weekend because we have a 4-day break. I will see you all next Saturday, and if you have any suggestions for topics, please leave them in the comments, or you can message them to me on Tumblr. Thanks, bye!